Hey everybody, it's Vicky with Dementia with Grace. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about gratitude. This whole week the videos have been about liminal spaces, about being thankful where you are in the moment, and not holding on too tightly to what you thought things should be, but be grateful for what things are. To me, it is a attitude shift. It is a soul position that you can cultivate. It does not come naturally to people, and absolutely, even the people that it comes naturally to, thankfulness and joy and gratitude come naturally to me, but it has been challenged in my life. Absolutely, that attitude has been challenged in so many ways, through death and grief and chronic illness, chronic pain, having to overcome a lot of really tough things in my life. And yet I am able, through deep reservoirs of gratitude, to find my center again. And that is what I have wanted this week to be about, is teaching you how to center yourself again. This is a long, hard, catastrophic journey, being a dementia caregiver. And I believe that you have to dig those wells of joy and gratitude and wellness and all of the positive things in your life to be able to overcome. And so I want to share with you today a quote that I love. I have a book, Everyday Gratitude. I will link it down below, but you can see that I have I have so many places marked of my favorites. I love them all, but these are my absolute favorites. And I'm going to share with you one today from L.R. Nost. And the quote is, "When life feels too big to handle, go outside. Everything looks smaller when you're standing under the sky." And I find so much rest in that quote. When things feel so overwhelming, when things feel so out of control, when things feel beyond your ability to manage them, step outside. Go to the ocean. Go over and look over the mountains. Look at the things in our environment that are massive, massive. And we are so small, standing next to the sky, standing next to the ocean, standing next to a mountain, standing next to a skyscraper if you can't get out in nature. And look at the big things that are happening around you and allow that to give you some perspective. It absolutely can. I believe in mining gratitude. The way that I do that is to make a list. You can have a gratitude journal. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be just a simple spiral notebook that you get for $1 at the dollar store. And every day, take a set amount of time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and write the things you're grateful for. I'm getting a little bit of a cold, so pardon me. What I do is start with the most mundane things. I am grateful for running water in my kitchen. I don't have a dishwasher. I live in an 1892 farmhouse, and we don't have a dishwasher, but I'm thankful for running water. I'm thankful for the warmth of that water when it's over my hands as I'm doing dishes. I'm thankful that I can go from dirty dishes to clean dishes. I'm thankful for the food that dirtied those dishes. I'm thankful for the people under my roof that I can feed off of those dishes. I'm thankful for the water that flows into my house so that I have fresh water, and I have it at the flip of a switch, at the turn of a knob. I don't have to go and walk distances and distances to get fresh water. I mean, when you really start to think about the things that we can be grateful for, It opens you up to be grateful for so many things. Yes, absolutely. We have a heavy load. We have a burden. When you are dealing with chronic illness yourself, or you are helping to take care of somebody with that chronic illness, it can feel all-consuming, catastrophic. That's why they call dementia a catastrophic disease process, because it affects every single aspect of your life and the life of your person that you're taking care of. It affects the whole family. It affects the whole it affects everything, physically, emotionally, psychologically, financially, emotionally, all of those relationally. It affects every single thing. It is a catastrophic disease process. So because it is such a heavy load, you have to develop the kinds of muscles to shoulder it, right? And you absolutely can. But that means that you have to not only physically try to be as well as you can by getting fresh air and exercise and a good diet and lots of water. You have to be emotionally strong. You have to be, I said physically, but you have to be psychologically strong. All of those things. And gratitude, let me just tell you, from an emotional and a psychological point of view, having a gratitude journal and really starting to notice the things in your life that are going right, you will find that the things that are going right are also at a catastrophic, there are so many things that are right in your life. And if you can just be aware of all of those things that are going right and jot those down, so that when things feel overwhelming, take your notebook and go out under the sky and say, there are so many things going right. And write those down. It may seem elementary, but let me tell you, it makes a difference. And your brain will automatically start to notice more positive things. I've said in other videos, and it's clinically proven, that our brain has a negativity bias. We look for danger. We look for the things that are wrong. We look for things that have to be repaired or fixed or changed. That is the way our mind works, the way our brain works, so that we survive all of the slings and arrows and pitfalls of our life. That is the way that we survive. But I'm not talking about just surviving. I'm talking about thriving. And so, yes, you are automatically set to have a negativity bias and to look for the negative. That's the way we're knit together. That's the way our brain works. So you have to, on purpose, start noticing things that are right, things that are well, things that are perfect. And there are so many wonderful, wonderful things to be thankful for. So next week we're going to get back into more of the how-tos and the what-fors and the why kind of videos. I think next week we're going to talk about all the kinds of grief, anticipatory grief, the first grief of losing your parent in their role, and you have to become the parent and they kind of become the child. That's a type of grief. And then the actual grief when they are finished with their journey here and have transitioned home. And then we will also talk about those empty spaces, those liminal spaces, as you move from being a caregiver to no longer having to be a 24-hour caregiver of a person with dementia. We're going to talk about all of that next week. But this week, I just wanted to focus on gratitude, okay? All right. I thank y'all so much for joining me. If you need a group, if you need somebody to talk to that's going through this, come on over to the Facebook support group. It's called Caregiver Support Group, Dementia with Grace. Everywhere I am, Dementia with Grace. Caregiver Support Group. And it is full of geniuses who have some of the best ideas. And I just would love for you to share your experience with us and read about our experience so that it might make your experience and your journey just that much easier. Okay? I love y'all. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Mwah.